Good afternoon, family. This is Dr. Kia Pruitt. It is Tuesday, August the 9th, 2022, and the time is 3:05 p.m. We have a lot to discuss, okay? First, let's discuss how this is the Lion's Gate portal that has opened. As you all know, this was a time that was very significant to ancient astrologers and numerologists alike because according to them, this is a time where the lion roars. It's a time of manifestation and mane shaking, a time when you boast, and a time when you get excited about the power which you have. Now, this, in terms of the astrologers, is when there is an alignment between the sun in Leo and Sirius. So it's magnificent, it's powerful, and it's beautiful. Now, in a time where people want you to be small, or we have a scarcity mentality, people are living in fear, the portal of the Lion's Gate that is open is asking us to be brave and courageous and wild and free. That is very important. So what happens is the gate starts to open in July, actually, but it peaks on August the 8th, which was yesterday when a whole lot of news broke. And then it will start to close around August the 11th. And you all know that 11 is a portal. It's a time it's like two ones where you go in and go out. But the 8th on yesterday was the peak of this season. It is a time of significant news coming out, and it is a time that we're supposed to focus our attention on what we really, really desired from the universe, and then watch it manifest, and then boast about it and be excited about it because we are like lions roaring, celebrating how courageous and free we are. Also, the 8th, and I know about the 8th when you talk about August the 8th, because 8 is my life path number. 8 symbolizes abundance. It symbolizes abundance and power. That's significance. Keep that in mind when we discuss what happened in the news on yesterday. 8 is also, when you turn it on its side, the number of infinity. So you all, my friends, will have infinite power, infinite freedom, infinite abundance during this season. So we know something is about to break free, right? We know some wonderful, juicy news is about to happen as we move forward towards 9/11. And you all know that 9/11, 2001, was the time when Nasara was supposed to be announced. It was supposed to come from the Pentagon that the republic has been restored, that gold will be used to offset all of our debts, and that we will have a debt jubilee. But instead, the powers that were, the nefarious powers, took the gold out of the World Trade Towers, sent some planes, so they say, to attack the towers and the Pentagon so that there was no announcement made on 9/11. But my friends and family members, this is 2022, and we're about to see something magnificent come out, and I'm hoping that it happens this 9/11. Now, we know that yesterday, during the Lions Gate on August the 8th, there was a raid by the FBI on President Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago and West Palm Beach, Florida. He was appalled. He was outraged. He was upset because this has never happened in the history of mankind, not in America. It never happened to a president before, a sitting president, or a future president even. So why did this happen to President Trump, where his home was raided by the FBI? Was it something orchestrated? Is there something sinister going on behind the scenes? Let me pause here to read something to you, if you allow me to read it, that I think is very pertinent and timely. It says, draw attention to yourself by creating an unforgettable, even controversial image. Court scandal. Do anything to make yourself seem larger than life and shine more brightly than those around you, and make no distinction between kinds of attention. Notoriety of any sort will bring you power. Bring you power during the Lion's Gate? It's better to be slandered and attacked than ignored. That quote is from the great author Robert Greene, who wrote the book, The 48 Laws of Power. He also wrote The Art of Seduction. This man is a brilliant writer, and I believe that President Donald Trump is a man who understands the laws of power, the art of war by Sun Tzu, and military strategies. So you see, court scandal, make yourself appear larger than life. Who else is better at that than President Donald Trump? Now, people think he's a fool, but all this time, when he was working in New York and he was larger than life and he was on The Apprentice and he was doing such magnificent things and he would say things that seemed outlandish, he was preparing to create an image that was larger than life so that you can be talking about him. I can be talking about him. The whole world would talk about him. But my darlings, this type of creativity and notoriety brings you power. And what better time to do it than the Lion's Gate to allow his home to be raided by the FBI? Now, I don't know why it was raided by the FBI, but I do know he mentioned in the letter that he wrote, he couldn't believe it happened even after he had been participating with the investigation, allowing the FBI to talk to him and let him discuss what he thought had happened on January the 6th, right? So he's like, how is this happening to me when I'm being raided even though I've been in compliance? What if the FBI raiding his home was a way for them to collect evidence that was around his home and bring it forward to the FBI and to the Department of Justice so that the whole world can see what's really going on behind the scenes? What if there was evidence about the Khazarian Mafia or the deep state that's coming out to the Department of Justice? Or even more than that, what if the FBI are implicating themselves? Because you're not supposed to raid a president's home unannounced and for no reason. And what judge was behind this? Who signed the warrant? I'm glad you asked, because we found out by this independent news source called Resist the Media that it was none other than a judge who stood behind Jeffrey Epstein, his judge, the judge in his case, his friend, who was Judge Bruce Reinhart, who was also a donor of number 44's campaign and supported number 44, who was also an alleged you-know-what that starts with a P that deals with bothering children. He signed a warrant for the FBI to raid my president's mansion? I'm appalled. Let me clutch my pearls. That's no coincidence, and neither is it a coincidence that it happened during the Lion's Gate or during a portal, the time when a portal was open, during the time when you're supposed to manifest and roar and show how courageous and powerful you are. And right after that came out, the president tweeted from his social media account a beautiful, magnificent speech about all the bad things that are going on in America and how we become a third world country and how, inflation skyrocketing and how we're begging Venezuela for oil. Basically, he was letting you know that number 46 is doing a terrible job. And I think this is the time he's going to rise from the shadows, roar and shake his mane and show how powerful he is. That's just me. Coming off the heels of that, we learned that Pelosi's husband, who is also a known P word that messes with children, was arrested. And I will give you that article in the description section of this YouTube channel. And I'm just going to allow you to read that article for yourself. And what else is in the news? It couldn't get any better or worse depending on whose side you're on and what you think. But Andrew Cuomo, a former New York Democrat, and was he the mayor? He's the former governor. He is now demanding that the FBI and the FBI director explain themselves. Why did you raid President Trump's home? Really? You're concerned? As a matter of fact, I thought Cuomo was arrested already and sent to Guantanamo Bay. So I'm wondering, who is this actor posing as Cuomo that's demanding an answer? I tell you, this movie couldn't get no more exhausting. All these peaks and valleys. Can we just be over it already? Dr. Pruitt is tired. We exhausted. We are more than tired. We tired. We ready for it to be over. But all this is playing out so that the sleeping masses can awaken. So Cuomo appears to be turning on his own party, turning on the Democratic Party, on the liberals. This man is ahead of the deep state, especially in New York. And we know New York and California seem to be the headquarters. I would say California, but some would say New York, because this is where the shutdown and the sickness and the cure that they were giving us was running rampant in California and New York. And Cuomo was not giving up. He was doing all type of things to our people and loved ones that were in nursing homes and forcing them to get the so-called cure. And he was under fire. So I'm assuming he was arrested. That's what I heard. So who is this guy? Okay, let's pretend it is really Cuomo or it's an actor. He is demanding answers. So what I see happening is other Democrats turning on the Democrats, turning on that side of the fence, on the liberals, and now possibly getting the whole world to wake up and say, wait a minute, if they're turning, then we need to turn. And so once again, during this Lion's Gate, during the time the portal is open, we're right at the precipice of magnificent events coming out. We're going to hear some news. It only makes sense. So what else is in the news? We explained that 9/11 is coming. So you have a 9, which is a very, very powerful number, full of power number in numerology, and 11, the 1, the gate, the portal, when you come in and go out. So it's out with the old and in with the new, abundant, magnificent life. 9/11 is coming up. We know what happened on 9/11. We know that they were supposed to make the announcement, okay, but they didn't. And we know that, who is that? Clinton was supposed to sign Nassar into law, but he would refuse. So the military stormed into the White House, according to our intel, and at gunpoint forced him to sign it. And still, he did not do what he was supposed to do and announce our liberation. However, we know that we will be liberated because we've already read the script of the movie. We've already seen the end, and we know that we win. So sit back, get your popcorn, get excited. We know our time has come. We know that this is a magnificent time according to astrology. The ancients have already told us. So there's no reason to be fearful. There's no reason to worry. They're just allowing this all to play out according to their script so people can awaken. And finally, my darlings, on tomorrow, I will do a broadcast with our friends at the XRPQFS team. So you can go to XRPQFS Team 1 on YouTube. We're going to do a wonderful interview with my friend Mel Carmine. I'm so excited because I watch him. So he asked me, if he could do an interview with me. That will be on tomorrow. Please tune into his channel. Now, what is the time? This is really interesting because my time in Florida it's going to be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But that's 5 o'clock Central Time, 5 o'clock p.m., and it's 4 o'clock his time, which is Costa Rican time. So if you want to listen to me and Mel Carmine, is it Carmine? Yes, have this discussion about what's going on in the world, what's going on behind the scenes, and how we should be prepared and getting excited, then my darlings, watch his channel, XRPQFS Team 1 on YouTube. I'll put his link in the description as well, and join in for that beautiful discussion. My name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. I hope I raised your vibrations and excited you and let you see what's really going on behind the scenes. This is Tuesday, and Tuesdays are very important. It's a day of war. It's also a time when they usually make great big announcements. So that's why we're hearing information come out today about who being arrested, Pelosi's husband, about Cuomo saying he demands answers about what happened with the president, and other things will come out later on in the day. Be encouraged, stay light, relax, sit back, and stay positive. This is your time and this is your season. Remember that old song? It's a new season. It's a new day. Israel Hoffman. A time of risings or joy is coming your way. It's a season of power and prosperity. It's a new season. It's a new season. Y'all know I'm not a good singer, but anyway, stay encouraged, family. I will talk to you soon. I love you. I love you so very much. Peace. Bye.